Hey, this is Colin Cleary with Nicholas Rieger. We are Bloodlines Comics, talking to you today about Green Lantern, Kyle Rayner, Green Lantern to be exact. So we're
Yep.
pretty excited about this one. It's an exciting, very exciting comic book. I think it's a great read for beginners. It starts from the beginning and of Kyle Rayner's deal, but it also gives you a little bit of backstory for Hal Jordan. So we'll go ahead and get started on that one. Uh,
Yeah.
it starts off with Hal Jordan just after a big explosion had happened, destroying his hometown, and he's dealing with all this loss. Losing family members, loved ones. People that his relationships, future relationships, things of that sort of nature. So, you got anything you want to input on that one, Nick?
Yeah. It's kind of like we talked about earlier too. Um, it destroys it, and they kind of make it seem like he's gone crazy and he's gone mad. But
Yeah,
after he's only a human being or a being, and after that would happen to anybody, you can't blame him for it. So he
yeah, I can't blame him for it. I feel like they really did a good job at making the connection of because after it gets destroyed, he recreates his hometown and the people within it, and just going through his past events of talking to his father in big time situations in his adolescence and growing up. Um, and whenever they do that, they really create this connection with the reader, and it's like because you can connect to that, over like anytime you talk to your own father during any sort of big game or big job interview, you go back and talk to your own family members, and it also makes the connection with his ex-girlfriend, and
yep, that's what
how he
I
was
had.
dating her and ended up leaving her.
Yeah, that's what I had pulled up right here. So
Yep. And it really makes it easy to see it how he could really snap from all this, and he just, I mean, you could make the comparison to real life and saying that you're a human being, you need the help from that sort of thing, and he doesn't really have anybody to turn to now, and it really seems like the Guardians are misunderstanding because they want to persecute him for doing this, and
yep. Well, I was gonna say
really
the
kind of pushed him over the edge. Yeah, go ahead.
the Guardians, they don't even call him by Hal Jordan. He's just a number. He's 2814 to the Guardians.
Yep.
And recreating all that, he gets in trouble with the Guardians, and they want to discipline him and take away his powers for it. And
Yeah, and
that's
that's
kind of when he turns, and he kind of actually loses it.
yeah, if you remember, I think it was during the Justice League cartoons. Maybe not. Maybe I'm remembering more from the 2010 run with the New 52, where they kind of go into how the Guardians are more of a political ran deal instead of an actual, caring about the feelings and the emotions of their people. They treat them more like they're soldiers, or just, clogs in the machine, sentinels
Yeah,
sent out to protect, and you kind of have to have that that good balance between the two, and that was a big deal with the Guardians. Very controversial deal for the Guardians. Makes for great storylines, that much is for sure, and it's probably what led into the Manhunters, if you remember the Manhunters.
yep, I do remember this.
We're going to go
Yeah,
back and read the Hal Jordan series and stuff, so we'll get to see them more, I'm sure. I believe they showed up in John Stewart's storyline too. So
yeah, we're definitely gonna have to cover him. I think Green Lantern's gonna be our main guy for a little bit, but the
yeah, we'll take breaks in between with
yeah,
other cool stories. So
yep, and then kind of after he kind of loses it, this is the second issue, and it's kind of a really cool cover. I
yeah,
really
it
enjoyed
is.
it.
I
That
like how
kind
they
of
make him look like he's kind of mad, like a mad scientist in it.
Yeah, absolutely. So the artwork in this is just absolutely unbelievable.
It is, and I loved how they, after he goes through, and getting there, like pretty much the Guardians are like, hey, you're reporting right to us. We're going to persecute you for breaking this rule, this regulation, and he's just going through and he's just beating, having to fight all these Green Lanterns one on one. That he's recruited himself, has gained these connections, and built this, kind of family feeling with them. And now he's having to fight them through his insanity. And, just going through one after the other. Big names like Kilowog and I can't remember the other ones. But I know they're in there. But I thought that was very awesome. And then coming up on Sinestro, leading into Sinestro, because Sinestro was in not the negative zone, but the Phantom zone, I think it was. Yes. And he was in prison there, and they released him from it to stop Hal Jordan. And not even Sinestro was capable of stopping Hal Jordan. And, you take kind of like this poster boy or whatever, this, the golden child of the Green Lanterns. You put him through an event that makes him snap. You rely on a major villain such as Sinestro that's betrayed the Green Lantern Corps. And
they consider him one of the, worst Green Lanterns, the most evil.
Most evil, yes, not worst, but evil.
That's why
because he turned to fear. He went to the Yellow Lantern,
Yep, absolutely. And that's a whole nother story right there. And
that is, but we'll get into that one more later.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, with him beating everybody, and you think Kilowog's coming back to make the win, and he doesn't. But with him going through and beating everybody, it's this big opening event to head into, or the opener for this big event called 0 Hour. And I mean, if you want to look through even that, 0 Hour goes into Hal Jordan dying and becoming the host for the Spectre. And then he eventually makes up for his sins by being the host for the Spectre. And he ascends to heaven. And then that leads into Day of Vengeance, where the Spectre loses it, which I've talked about earlier. And then it becomes Infant Crisis. And DC did a rather good job at lining everything up and getting the writing wrote out for this early 90s throughout the early 2000s, before they started the whole reboot thing. But they did a good job at this run. I feel it was definitely enjoyable.
Yeah, and I still got to read the rest of it, but where I'm at right now, we're getting just into Kyle Rayner and his powers, and he's just this young kid who carefree, and what happens is Hal Jordan kind of gets loose, and only one of the Guardians is left, and he has to make a decision. And he goes down and gives Kyle Rayner the ring, and next thing you know, Kyle Rayner is Green Lantern. And he doesn't quite
and it's kind of going from this experienced Lantern to this very inexperienced young man, and watching him grow throughout his series and becoming something more.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the first villain he fights is Ohm.
Yeah. He takes on Ohm, and they show him struggling and learning how to do it,
Yeah, and Ohm's kind of like, what is this, Because I think he pulls out a shield first, and I'm like, the shield's not going to work, But he ends up defeating Ohm, and it's kind of leads into it, him and Alex, which is his girlfriend. It leads into him, trying to be his own Green Lantern because she says, you need your own suit. And next thing you know, if I can flip to the page,
he's creating his own suit, adding more style and pizzazz to it.
Yep, so it's kind of fits him perfect, and that just leads into like
Mongrel breaking out of prison. And that's going to be like his first big bad to take on, with because Mongrel even gave Superman some trouble earlier on. And he's looking to kill Superman and Green Lantern now, so.
Yeah, because his first words is he's going to kill Superman and the one who calls himself Green Lantern.
Yep. So, and I don't know if anybody remembers, or if you even remember the Green Lantern cartoon series. in the late 90s, I think it was. It came out on WB, 4Kids WB channel. And it was pretty awesome, but it was the Kyle Rayner Green Lantern that they had brought in.
Yep.
And I've always enjoyed him with that and how they did his mask and stuff. He had a very Nightwing feel to me in looks. I don't know if you
That's
ever.
What I was going to say. And I
the gauntlets and the mask.
But yeah, that's what we got for them today. You know what I mean? It was kind of a nice little intro, and like we talked about, this is an easy read. It follows through.
It's a lot of fun. How much?
It is, and like I said, I thoroughly enjoy the artwork and all of this. They did a really, really great job with this one.
They did. So definitely, if you're interested in it, Green Lantern, Kyle Rayner, Volume 1, just type it right on into Amazon and we'll pull it right up. It's only like $25. Real good one. We're not done reviewing it yet. We still got about at least another episode before we can finish up on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a pretty thick book too, so there's a lot of stuff in here, and this is only Volume 1, so I'm excited to finish it and then move on to Volume 2 and see what we got there. But if you guys know much about Green Lantern, let us know. If you like Hal Jordan, or
comment and let us know if you remember the Green Lantern cartoon series where Kyle Rayner was the Green Lantern. If not, then let us know about what you thought of the Justice League with John Stewart at Green Lantern.
Yep, John Stewart too. So there's plenty to cover with Green Lantern. I think that's kind of why we chose him. We wanted to really get into depth instead of just kind of pulling random comics.
Yeah, we wanted to get something where we could all the way through. So we're going to switch it up a little bit from doing the solo issues and trying to get where they're all bound together, because it makes it a lot easier to talk about the story.
Yeah.
All right, well, we will get another video out there soon, so keep on watching for us. Like, comment, subscribe, and this is Bloodlines. Have a good day.
Yep, see you guys.